Hello everyone, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. In this YouTube video, but also in this channel, what I wanted to do is to take you with me on a journey on how to generate AI videos. It all started with me as a typical dad, always reading stories to their kids, but then eventually the kids' demands grow more and more and more. So coming always with, as you can see, this is me as their father, and these are the kids, drawn by my amazing skills in drawing. So their demands are always about read us a story, tell us a story, where sometimes I have to also invent something completely new. And me being a creative dad wanted to take it in one step further to say, am I able to generate actually animated videos that I can then show to the kids? And of course, this is going to be an amazing gift for them as well. So I said, well, how hard can it be? Let's create a story of videos using AI. Now, what I had in mind in a typical flow would ideally be an ideation. We create a small idea, explore some free tools that possibly are there, knowing that the market is getting bigger by the day. So possibly there are many free tools option, or at least a good amount of credit that you can use across these different tools. And then I start trialing, and finally I get to find the right tool that I would like to continue with. Then develop some video concept, generate the initial video, and then to see, am I satisfied with the output? And the answer is hopefully yes. Then the final video production is here. I can show it to my kids, and I can even share it beyond that, and I will become the super dad to my kids. And this is me wearing the crown that I deserve in this case. So I started looking at it and exploring many options, which leads me to the actual reality. And the reality is, it's a little bit more complex than what I thought it's going to be. So let me explore with you as well and walk you through what I have experienced and what I have suffered as well. But this is going to be just a very high level explanation. All the details I'm going to, or hopefully I'm going to share more in details with you in the upcoming videos. So when it comes to exploring the free tools, we have actually many options in front of us. We have all-in-one tools that can do everything from you. You just need to give it a prompt, and then you let it and its imagination to create the videos, and then you can validate and say this is good or not. You have the free but limited tools. They are quite limited, so you can't do much with them. And then you have your build your own stuff path using APIs. But then eventually you create your own custom video using different generative AI tools that then leads you to the desired, let's say, story that you would like to see. But let's hop back to the expensive but all-in-one tools. So even from these tools, it's quite a lot of variety. And I wouldn't say that there is one tool which is similar to the other. They're all competing in their own different areas, where some of them are very good in cinematic effects and animated. Some of them are more into marketing or and ads, and some of them are general purpose platforms. And either they have a beautiful website which you can use and then create everything in one place, or you have a kind of a super agent, something like a Gen Spark, which then you can interact with it similar to ChatGPT, where you just put the prompt and then in the chat interface it gives you the video that you expect. Now, all of them are great tools, but ultimately leads you to the big question of credit. And credit is nothing but money that you put in order to test out and use these tools to generate the videos that you are expecting. Now, if you are an expert or a professional content creator, then I guess these tools are sounds perfectly fine for your case, because ultimately they would save you a lot of time and a lot of money as well. But in my case, as a poor dad who wanted to just experiment with something new, it was really not an option for me. Especially even experimenting would require you to use some credit that will cost you eventually tons of money as well. So this path, I would say, difficult unless you are a professional and you know what you are doing. But throughout my journey, I also tested one of the options specifically in video here. And this is what will be the second part of the video is about. Now going to the other options, which is to there's a free but limited. I would say I wouldn't go very deep because it's quite clear at least what it can do. So I did not spend much time exploring what these can be and how you can use them. And possibly because you, even if you can generate only one piece of the puzzle that I'm going to explain a little bit more, it's going to be very difficult for you to combine all of the outputs in one good video. So exploring with building your own stuff will also take you to other options that you will find out as well. But let's say I'm able to use a bunch of different models through a bunch of different APIs. The first question that I will have in my mind is how to automate the whole process, because all of this would take quite a bit of time if you are manually planning to cut and merge and put the sound effects and the voice and the characters and synchronize, put it all together. So the question would become how to automate it. And then you start looking at automation tools that is also cheap, effective, so on. So it will land you in an explore tools option again. But for automation specifically, I will not go that deep for the purpose of this video. But I will share with you the second path of this journey, which is technically which Gen AI model to consider in this case. So when it comes to Gen AI models, you have to really think about many things. So what all the components that you need to do when it comes to creating videos. You need to first be able to define a character that is consistent across the scenes. And also these characters would have a voice so that they can use them in different dialogues. You need to have the ability to even create the prompts. So you don't expect to write all the scenes and all the details, but rather give a short description about the story, and then eventually the model would break it down into scenes that then you can convert to different videos, or have one AI model to create the whole video for you based on the scenes description that you have. Similar, like you just create, let's say, a movie or any cinematic videos. Then you need to consider the video effects and styles, which also has many different points to consider, such as the animation itself. Is it something more cinematic? Is it something more static? What about the environment? What is the characteristic of the environment? So a lot of details around the not just the character itself, but also the environment surrounding the character in order to be able to build the right message of the video. And do you want to have subtitles or not? How to ensure that you always have the same character so you can build the video containing all the characters the same, and how eventually if you just don't want to create one video but you want series, let's say, then you need to ensure that there is a way that you can always pass the characteristics of the same character. If you want to add the music or not as background music, do you want to add any sound effects, and the length of the video as well. So all of these are, I would say, not all the parameters, but most important parameters that you need to consider whenever you are generating a video or a storytelling video. So When it comes to the model itself, there is also the options to consider what is the cheapest way to access these APIs. So should I go directly to the providers, which are a lot? So some of them you can see here, like OpenAI, Gemini from Google, Grok, DeepSeek, or Claude, and all of them have actually they are just the providers. So you need to also select the right model, or you want to take another path, like an API aggregator, which are specialized systems that gives you access to multiple APIs behind the scene, and then eventually they are considered more cost effective as well, rather than directly from the provider. Now, when it comes to the different providers, the biggest question will always come, which model? So something like ChatGPT 5, 4.1, 4.0, 4.1 mini. So they have a lot of different models that you can choose from, and all of them give you something in return of something else. So it's not an easy path to experiment and combine all the possible options, but that's why it becomes interesting, and that's why it becomes a journey for me that I wanted to share more with you. No, again, as I said, I will not go very technical, but rather I would focus on the outcomes and the results and the experience that I've gained and learned through this journey of creation. If you want more technical details around how you can do this stuff, I think there's quite a lot of YouTube channels that explains this, and maybe my channel and these videos will help you to go through them or give you a little bit more context around what you can do with all the tutorials that you can find on YouTube. But if you want to have more details, technically, let me also know. I will also consider creating such videos in the future if needed. Now, to go back, ultimately, the answer is no. It's not as easy as it might sound. You have to have a lot of patience, a lot of learning in order to do so. Of course, unless you have quite a lot of money aside that you can use to experiment with all-in-one tools, but that's not my case. But then I gained my courage and I said, I will do this. I want to build the story, I want to build the videos, and I want to make my kids happy. So what I did as a first step, I said, let me try with the video free version. Why not? It's actually going to give you I think 200 free credit that you can use to generate videos. No, the story that I had was around this. The story is about a small bunny lost in a big modern city like New York or Dubai. The bunny was scared and didn't know where to go. He was hiding everywhere and hungry. He trusted some people but always let him down. He met a cat on the street who suffered from the same troubles. The bunny first didn't trust the cat as he feared it will eat him. But over the time, they got along together, they struggled together, and each helping each other till a family found the cat. And after many help attempts to save him, he finally trusted his judgment, and the cat went with the family. After several days, the cat never forgot his friend, so it showed the family where to find the bunny, and then they lived happily after with them. And then a bit of a moral of the story that you can, not all people are bad, and you can trust your own internal judgment. And then I gave it some instruction to say it needs to be animated, cartoonish, and drawn style appropriate for kids. Now, I waited quite a long time to find out the result while InVideo was building the video for me. I did not understand quite a lot of details when it was asking me about options, considering stock images or not. So I just went with the options that were possible with the free version and the credits that I have. And I was expecting that this is eventually the outcome that I would want, and this would be definitely a great video with some expectation also about how the animation could look like and eventually how it will all turn out. But after some time, it finished. I was excited. I started the video, but then the outcome was this bunny, which I would say not as expected. So I was completely disappointed and heartbroken, although quite funny. But that's ultimately not what I wanted to achieve. So I was a little bit sad, and I said, okay, what would be the next step? Should I forget about it and leave it where it is, or should I continue? But as you can tell from the intro, the option I took was no, let's take it and let's try again. And this time I want to also take the people with it on a journey with me. So maybe they can also learn from what I went through and what I experimented, or maybe they can also help suggesting different options that I can explore. And then eventually I end up the outcome that I would desire with the video that I wanted to generate. So this is where I started eventually my YouTube channel. Hopefully, guys, you would like the content and that you would see further. I can't promise that I will upload videos every week, but based on the interest, I will try to see how much I will be able to upload. But hopefully, if everything goes well, I will be able to at least every 2 weeks upload one long video describing the journey itself. But I also wanted to upload the outcomes, so whatever I generate might upload it as a YouTube short or as a full YouTube video as well. I have to see. And then to end the video, as every professional content creator on YouTube, I've added my three main boxes that contains subscribe, watch all the videos, although there isn't much videos. This is the only one that you probably will find. And then help me and the bunny to come from this poor state to this animated bunny that I would like to see. All right. Thank you all for watching and have a good day. Bye bye.